Okay, let's see how we go with this one. Okay, we're going to leave it on 100. Let's see what we have. We have here a children's book, So Sleepy Story, Yuri Shulvitz. Interesting. We're going to use, I think it's going to be this page as our original. So this one with the cuckoo. I do hear cuckoos out here in the suburbs where I live. Not the cuckoos that make the cuckoo clock sound, but they make a really horrible, strident sort of sound that you just don't like to hear. It's quite a haunting sort of sound, if you must. It's hard to describe it, but my mum tells me they're cuckoos. So that looks interesting, but not what I wanted. Drive me cuckoo trying to find a way to make this look good. But yeah, cuckoos, they do have a strange sound, or at least the ones that my mum tells me about. Got to try not to damage this nice book, but I did find this book on the side of the road. It wasn't from a bookshop. I just got it for free off the side of the road. Someone had just discarded it with a whole lot of other books, which is really sad. It's wasteful. Now that looks interesting. Wonder if we're going to use it. I like it, but I don't. It doesn't. I don't know if I can make that into a mirror image or if I can use another technique that I've been using a bit. I'll just put this away. I'll find a place for it. I'm just putting it on this pile of stuff that I've used in my demo work. But yeah, I'm just going to see what we're going to do with this. Actually, we're going to just set this to, we're just going to leave the settings as they are, and we're going to just slide this around in an interesting pattern. But yeah, I don't think it's the same as the cuckoos that you hear in the clock. It's not a cuckoo. It's not that. It's a terrible sound. I'm sort of used to it. It does have some good memories of when I was young. But it's a very haunting sort of a sound. Now that looks interesting. Wondering if I can do another one. Basically, yeah, cuckoos. They do make a funny kind of sound, but they don't sound like the ones that you stereotypically hear in a cuckoo clock. You don't get that sort of. But it's a mechanical sound, so maybe it's just because cuckoo clocks have been around for centuries, I do think. I don't know how long, but at least 100, maybe 200 years they've been around, and they make that cuckoo ding, that mechanical clockwork sound that you associate with the cuckoo clocks. Now, this looks really similar to that. I wonder which one we're going to take. I'm going to use that one. But basically, yeah, they do make some funny noises, the cuckoo clocks. But the actual cuckoo itself sounds very different to the ones that you typically hear in a clock, like what you hear in a mechanical clock. My grandma, actually, on my mum's side of the family, she used to have a cuckoo clock hanging on her wall. Now I'm thinking we can use maybe a section out of this. So she had a cuckoo clock hanging on a wall in the kitchen, which is a typical place to have such an artifact. Gonna make it 200%, but basically, yeah, she had one on her cooking, not cooking, on her kitchen wall. So she had one of those things. Now I'm thinking we might have to make it a bit bigger than A6, than 200. So we're just going to put that on like so. But basically, yeah, she owned one. And yeah, it was a funny little artifact. Horizontal's going to need a bit more. So we're going to make it 230, and the vertical is going to stay at 200. But basically, yeah, she had it in her, what was then her house. She's dead now. She died in 1993. I really miss going to that place of hers. And they had to get rid of it because my aunties inherited it and they had to have it for themselves. I'm actually wondering if this is any good. Doesn't look all that good. I'm actually thinking that's going to be the centre of the job. Wonder how we're going to make this look. Move it up a bit, maybe. But basically, yeah, I really miss going to Grandma's place. But it was a long time since I last went there. I last went there 2 years or so before she died back in 1991. So I remember that visit very fondly. There was a really cool event to do with photocopier art, and it was being in an exhibition in Brisbane, which is where my granny lived. And most of my mum's sisters live up there as well. Or all of them, I think, now live in Brizzy. And yeah, there was an exhibition on. I missed the exhibition because I got the time wrong. I didn't go at the right time to see it, but they were setting it up, and I got to meet one of the artists there who was in the exhibition. And it was really rewarding being able to talk to one of the artists that was at the exhibition. Even though I missed out on the actual exhibition itself, they were just starting to set it up or something. So I was really disappointed that I couldn't actually go to the exhibition because I got it wrong. I heard it on the radio, and yeah, I thought I got the wrong timing. I tried to get some extra time to stay back, but I wasn't allowed. One of my aunties couldn't have me there, so I couldn't stay. So I had to just cut my losses and just enjoy getting to meet one of the artists. So that's right. These are the mirrored pieces to this job. This has turned up better than I thought. I think I made the right move pushing the original up instead of down, or instead of just leaving it there. So that's that one there, and this one here, and that's our cuckoo clock. Yeah, there you have it. That's really interesting. I think now we can call this cuckoo demo quits.